Jeff, in Pakistan, we're hearing reports of an entire community of Christians under threat because one man is accused of violating blasphemy laws. Is this common?
Oh my gosh, yes, it happens all the time. And again, of course, the press doesn't report on it, right? So I think it was last year, possibly the year before, but there was a couple that was accused of blasphemy, meaning that they accidentally burned some pages with a foreign language that they don't understand. And what it was said was that this was the Quran. Well, these people, they were beaten and then they were burned alive. That's just one example. It's happening all the time. There's many people imprisoned essentially for life or for very long prison sentences. When they get out, if they're released from the prison, when their case gets to the high court, they're shells of their former self, and they wear a scarlet letter on their chest for the rest of their lives, and they're always on the run because they are a blasphemer. It's one of the worst things that you could be labeled. But these cases are going on all the time, absolutely.
Kangaroo, up and down, swinging all around. Come on, shake your butt when your pants are down. Twinkle dip dip bibbidi boo. You know a twinkle's really kind of cool. All the girls think it's excellent. Even graceful ladies think it's elegant. Different, but still they're quite the same. If you twinkle through your willy or you twinkle, use the pull a chain. Just sing along. Willy dink dink hippity hey. You know that Willy hangs around all day. Twinkly dip dip yippity boo. Twinkle so great baby I love you.
Beelden uit de trouwkapel van het stadhuis van Gent. Want daar hebben Titus en Otto elkaar het ja-woord gegeven.
Wil jij op jouw beurt trouwen met Otto? Ja.
Ja, dit was natuurlijk niet echt officieel, want het zijn nog maar kinderen. Het gaat om kleuterhuwelijken van de Freineschool De Boomgaard in Gent. Het is wel de eerste keer dat 2 jongetjes het aandurven om zogezegd met elkaar te trouwen. Een mooi signaal naar alle klasgenoten toe en bij uitbreiding alle mensen om te laten zien dat ook mannen met mannen kunnen trouwen. Om het huwelijk te bezegelen werden vriendschapsbandjes uitgewisseld.
are a nation of dog lovers. But meet the men who don't just want to own a dog.
Come on, babe.
They want to be one.
Everybody loves a puppy.
Good boy.
It isn't the seedy activity people think it is.
Secret Life of the Human Pups. Wednesday at 10 on 4.
Kept getting closer and closer, and next thing you know, we seen trailers on fire, and so we were all getting nervous. And then while we were sitting there and we're not moving in traffic, we're just all on a standstill. The flames, you could start seeing ash starting to hit the side of the bus, like landing in front, and then all of a sudden
the flames spread swiftly and suddenly, burning everything in their path.
I got you. Those two, I want to see. He's got you. Alright, who's next? Water is gonna be cold. I know it. Alright, I need you to hold this arm. I need you to hold this arm. Okay. I need y'all to hold on to me. We're gonna make it there. Oh yeah, you got it. You're good.
Arivola Razavindavo's 7-month-old baby boy hasn't gained the weight he should have. But Arivola can't afford to buy the food he needs.
It should have been much greener by now, but there has not been rain for 2 months. If it does not rain, my harvest will be bad and there will be food shortages.
Arivola's own crops have failed because of poor rainfall. She's now planted cassava, a type of yam, which is not as nutritious as other vegetables. But its drought is far worse. Almost 50% of children in Madagascar under the age of 5 suffer from malnutrition. The year-long drought in this region means more children may...
Touched down in the small town of Ray in Yuma County, including this monster tornado. Just take a look at how amazing this video is. It was captivating us in the newsroom. Right now, crews are still working to assess the damage, but there are currently 5 injuries from these tornadoes. Fortunately, all minor ones. The largest of the tornadoes was a half-mile wide and left a 6-mile path. At least 3 homes received significant damage because of these tornadoes, and at least 1 business suffered significant damage.
Tornadoes touched down yesterday in western Kentucky. Twisters were also reported in Illinois and Nebraska.
More violent thunderstorms could hit the central and eastern United States today. Jerika Duncan is in Mayfield, Kentucky, where several buildings are damaged. Jerika, good morning.
Good morning. There is debris scattered throughout this entire community. Look at this car underneath this mound of wreckage. This pile is a result of a trailer home and an auto body shop that were instantly destroyed when the tornado struck.
Oh, look at that, Mom. Look at that. Look at that.
Fast-moving winds formed a funnel cloud over Mayfield, Kentucky within seconds on Tuesday. The storm damaged homes and businesses, narrowly missing several schools.
The death toll continues to rise due to the dangerous weather conditions. Most of these deaths have been attributed to landslides and electrocution. More than 100,000 people have been evacuated. Unfortunately, more rain, rough seas, and strong winds are in the forecast for most of the country.
Today's quake was not as strong, but it did collapse some buildings and cause power outages, and it raises concern about more
homes collapsed, the others in landslides. Many people have been moved from coastal areas in anticipation of Cyclone Ruanu. Flights at Chittagong Airport in the southeast have been suspended. The cyclone has already lashed India's east coast with heavy rain and wind. One out from Al Jazeera's Tanveer Chowdhury in Dhaka. He says that authorities there are still assessing the extent of damage caused by the cyclone.
Centre says the first tremor happened at 9:48 a.m. local time in Dingy County, Riccardo City, at a depth of 10 kilometers. The other tremor hit shortly after at 10:05 a.m. in Tingri County at a depth of 6 kilometers, and we'll keep you updated on the aftermath.
Day as extreme heat continues to sear the northwestern part of the country and parts of Pakistan. 123.8 degrees Fahrenheit. That is the record. Could you imagine that extreme heat? It is certainly causing problems in that country. Now, they typically see their most brutal temperatures just before the start of the monsoon season, which begins in a couple of weeks. Now, temperatures will cool off a bit. Typically in May, it should be right around 108 in this region. So temperatures are going to stay above normal, and then they'll start to relatively cool off. By Monday and Tuesday, they'll actually be looking at below average temperatures with a high of only 101 on Tuesday.
New Delhi reached a high of 43 degrees Celsius on Saturday. Its heat-stricken people desperately keeping out of the scorching sun.
Search and rescue operations are still underway here after at least 82 people died and more than 240,000 were forced to evacuate. Boats ferry people out of their waterlogged homes. Some people are brought to shelters. We've been at this camp since Tuesday, one person said. My home is completely underwater. Water levels are receding, but cleanup efforts have yet to begin. This was the worst flooding in the country in the past 25 years.
Massive, powerful tornadoes ripped across Kansas yesterday, damaging homes and injuring at least 2 people.
Several touched down, including this one. This is just outside of Dodge City. Damage reports are coming in from multiple counties. Large hail also reported with this storm. And earlier, the same storm chasers encountered this large twister.
You can see several cars and a police officer quickly stop just ahead of the storm, and then just moments later the twister grows. You can see a large debris.
Statistics from the Guangdong Hydrology Department show that rainfall in the first 4 months of 2016 has been almost double that of last year. Guangdong's Flood, Drought and Typhoon Control Office is busy preparing for possible emergencies.
Homes may be damaged or destroyed. Severe weather threatens more than 60 million people today in the central United States. Omar Biafranca is in Abilene, Kansas, with how people escaped the storm's path.
Rumbling out of control. A second round of massive tornadoes slashed its way through northern Kansas Wednesday.
Large tornado!
At least one twister was spotted in Abilene. It made its way across Interstate 70, forcing cars and trucks to turn around. Storms destroyed at least one home near there.
That's a barn sitting in the road, folks.
Up to 25 others suffered significant damage in Dickinson County last night.
Yeah, it's definitely going northeast.
There were tornado sightings near Solomon. Just east from there, a twister around a half-mile wide barely missed the city of Chapman.
Oh, I think that was somebody's house.
Further south, powerful strikes of lightning revealed this funnel in the darkness near Enid, Oklahoma.
2 passengers were wounded. Thankfully, none were killed.
At around 1 a.m., the bridge broke and then the bus fell into the river. The pillars of the bridge were also destroyed.
Nearly 200,000 locals are inconvenienced by this broken bridge. Repairs are underway, but some people risk their lives by wading across the river. Also in southern China, in Guangxi Zhuang Autonomous Region, a villager was swept off a bridge into a bamboo forest nearby. The rushing river and unforeseeable deep holes underwater make rescue efforts difficult. When the firefighters approached the trapped man, he couldn't stop trembling from the cold. In southwestern Yunnan province, a huge rock weighing 240 tons rolled onto a road, bringing about a massive traffic congestion. Nearly 200 vehicles were choked. Traffic only continued once the 4-meter-high rock was broken up in the explosion. At present, water levels on the middle and lower reaches of Yangtze River have been close to warning levels. In next few days, rainfall will still continue, and authorities remain on high alert for more floods.
Flooding has created a mess for the southwestern German town of Braunsbach, in flooding that has killed at least 3 people in Germany. Resident Steffi Güldenbott says the rain-triggered flooding was so bad it turned roads into rivers.
Someone came over and said the market square was underwater.
We quickly went down, but then we couldn't reach the houses anymore. The water flooded the streets 2 or 3 meters high. Cars floated by, some of them with people inside.
Among the casualties was a young girl who was killed while seeking shelter under a railway bridge when she was struck by an inner-city train. A 60-year-old man also died when he drowned in an underground car park that flooded. Storms have rattled the region recently, with lightning strikes on Saturday injuring 9 in France and southwest Germany.
On human health. The country's Environment Ministry says 41% of the population have dangerous levels of the neurotoxin in their bodies. It's not just the miners who handle mercury used to separate gold from ore, but also the people who eat the fish from contaminated rivers. The emergency measures will stand for 60 days.
Sparked water rescues in the west of the state. The deadly flooding forced more than 1,000 people to evacuate. Homes in southern Texas are submerged and cars were washed away. Flash flood warnings and watches this morning cover much of the state. Manuel Borges is in Richmond, outside Houston, where the Brazos River is still rising.
Roadways became raging rivers in Texas Tuesday. Floodwaters were strong enough to wash away this car, with the driver getting out moments before it was swept away.
There it goes.
Up to 6 inches of rain in parts of the state triggered flash flooding and prompted more than a dozen rescues in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
That looks like the road is gone, honey.